And this morning for our Minute for Missions, we want to welcome up right now Bruce Fulcher. He's here with International Friendships, and he would like to share a little bit about what they do with you this morning.
Good morning. I'm just here to tell you a story. The scripture verse that I want to base it on is in Matthew 10, verse 40, if you want to look that up. It says, "Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me." I was doing ministry at the University of Pittsburgh, and it was foreign student orientation. And there was a student who was walking ahead of me, and on his clipboard was some French. Well, I'm Canadian, and so I know a little bit of French, so when I saw it, immediately I greeted him and said, "Comment ça va?" which means hello in French. And he spun around to see me, and he became a friend of mine. And I invited him to come here to see Niagara Falls and spend time with a family here in the town of Tonawanda. On the way up on our trip from Pittsburgh to Buffalo, I asked him, "What makes a friend to you?" And he said to me, "If you introduce your family to me, then I consider you my friend." You know, families are really important to the witness to international students. And I'd really like to encourage you, if you want to talk some more about doing that yourself, to come and see me at the table later. And you can build a bridge of love to an international student. As we headed up to Buffalo, we came to see Niagara Falls. And when we saw that we were on the brink of the falls, and we looked at it together, and I asked him the question, how do you know God? And he said, "When I look at this vast panoramic scene, how can I deny there's a God?" We went and stayed at Frank and Peg Bolandon's house that night here in the town of Tonawanda, and they shared their faith with him over pizza and wings. And we actually stayed in their house that night, and he told me later when he went to bed that night, he was shaking because he'd heard about God and about Jesus. The next morning we went to church, and there was an altar call at the end of the service that morning. And I turned to him and I asked him, did he want to go forward? He immediately said yes. He received Jesus at the front of the church that morning. He came back to Pittsburgh and we discipled him, and he went home and lived in Benin, West Africa, and now he lives in Togo and he works for the World Bank. He provides food. Actually, recently he welcomed a missions team from the United States to provide food to the people of Togo. So he's a leader in his country. So I want to encourage you to come back later and find out more about the opportunity. I'm looking for families that want to love students into the kingdom. Thank you.